Hello and welcome to the College Investor Audio Show. And today, a very special show. Our own Robert Farrington was a guest on Money Life with Chuck Jaffe and his podcast. So much great information from Robert in this podcast. So let's just get right to it.
Welcome back to Money Life, where that noise and that sounder means we're going off the news and we are getting right into what is a current event that I know is affecting some of you. It may be affecting some of your relations if it's not affecting you directly, but basically for the last 5 years, more than 40 million Americans have not faced any consequences if they failed to pay back their student loan debt. That ended yesterday. Basically, we had the coronavirus. President Trump and Congress brought relief. They allowed borrowers to take a break from their payments. The government froze the interest, meaning borrowers' balances didn't grow. People saved hundreds or thousands of dollars a month. Very popular at the time. Let people improve their credit scores, pay down their debts, build their savings. So it was extended. The reprieve was extended 9 times across the rest of President Trump's first term and for most of President Biden's term. But again, that all ended. So we're going to talk about what's going on, who's going to pay, how much they're going to pay, how they're going to pay, and a lot more. And there's nobody that I'd rather discuss that with than Robert Farrington. He is the founder of The College Investor. If you want to learn more, it is thecollegeinvestor.com. And if you have questions about student loans, college savings, and all the rest, there is no better place to go. Robert Farrington, welcome back to Money Life.
Hey, thanks for having me. This is a very timely topic.
It is. I guess nobody should be surprised that 40 million Americans really weren't preparing for the day when this was going to come back and bite them again. Like, you'd like to think they would go, what a great reprieve I got. Okay, I'm ready to start paying him again. That's not really what's happening from the sounds of it, is it?
No, it's definitely not. And this is to be expected. And let's put a little bit of context here is before the pandemic, if we want to rewind the clock to 2019, January of 2020, we had 7 million student loan borrowers that were in delinquency or default. Fast forward to today, we have 5 million in default. We have 4 on the delinquency path. So we have 9 million. It's more than it was before the pandemic, but it is not much higher than historical norms when we're talking about student loan debt.
But the question is, since it's more, would those numbers be even worse if we hadn't had the reprieve?
I mean, it's so hard to say. So many things have changed in the last 4 to 5 years with the student loan space. You had new loan servicers. A lot of borrowers saw their loan servicer change because several of the biggest left the space and we have new ones. You have new repayment plans. You have court cases. You have different programs. And all of that confusion is what has led to this moment. And so, yes, we did have the pause. We had a 12-month grace period. Then you saw people starting to see their credits negatively impacted because of this. But a lot of it has to do with borrowers don't know because there's so much miscommunication. The loan servicers are not getting the information to them. We have a whole group of about 8 million borrowers that are in limbo because of court cases due to the SAVE plan, and they don't have to make student loan payments. And you have just so many different options that it makes it hard for people to navigate. And then let's just say that you are trying to make a choice today. You can't get a hold of your loan servicer. You're looking at 6 to 8 hour wait times right now if you want to call your loan servicer. The websites are having trouble handling the load of traffic for people trying to understand it. Because people's lenders have moved, they might not even have logins to their new loan servicer. So they don't know. They don't have communication. So imagine you want to make a payment and you just can't. There's no way to get a hold of them. There's no way to log in. There's no place to send your payment. You don't have a billing statement. That is the frustration that a lot of borrowers are facing as they're trying to deal with this upcoming collection pause ending.
So what is the advice for somebody who says, okay, I want to be responsible. I know I've got this, that I owe it, et cetera. What are they supposed to do? Because you don't want to send your money into the ether.
You don't. So you do need to get into your student loan account. Go to studentaid.gov, log in, understand exactly what you owe and what status your loan is in. When you log into the portal, have your loan listed and it'll tell you. If it says delinquent or default or past due, that's a red flag. You need to take action, whether that is get caught up on your payments, whether that is go into a forbearance while you sort it out for the next couple months. However, if you are in a status that says deferment or forbearance, you are safe. And I think that's also a big part of the confusion. Deferment and forbearance are not default. They do not send you to collection. So you need to go in and know what your loan status is so that you can make a rational decision about what you can do for your loans.
For people who are struggling or about to struggle, as they start to look at this and they go, okay, I want to be able to make the payments. I'm trying to do the right thing, but I'm going to struggle. What can they do? So they've gone in, they found their status. They understand that whatever you tell me my status is, the bigger problem I'm going to have is that my status is going to stink when I have this extra bill that I haven't had to carry for a while.
Absolutely. So the best course of action is to get on a repayment plan you can afford. And the best ones will be these income-driven repayment plans. Even though the SAVE plan is paused, there are still 3 other ones available: income-based repayment, income contingent repayment, and pay-as-you-earn. And these payment plans will set your monthly payment as a percentage of your income, either 10 to 15%. However, that also means if you're low income, your payment could still legally be $0 a month. So that is the best course of action. If you are facing a job loss right now, if you are struggling to make ends meet, get on an income-driven repayment plan. If that's still not going to work for you, the second best option is going on a hardship forbearance. And this one isn't ideal, but you can keep your payments paused for a period of time until you can sort out your budget, understand what your payments can be, and get that righted for you so that you can resume making payments. The worst thing you can do is face collections, because let me tell you what happens. They're going to garnish your wages. They're going to take your tax returns. They're going to take even your Social Security. They'll take a percentage of it. And what you don't realize is that your loan is getting collection costs added to it, late fees, and your interest. So all the money they take from you will never get applied to your loans. So you're literally just lighting money on fire and wasting it. So I know it might not sound ideal, and you're like, well, they'll just garnish my wages. Don't do that. You need to take action. Income-driven repayment or a deferment or a forbearance.
Income-driven repayment, for somebody who hears this and goes, okay, that's the way I want to do, where do they turn to for that?
Easiest way to do it is on studentaid.gov. You log in, you can click the application and do it there. However, you can also call your loan servicer. Might take you a little longer, but you can still do it that way as well. It sounds a little scary, but it is a really short application. Your name, your address, it links your information from the IRS, pulls it in, and you can get going on that.
I did hear from some people who, in this case, they were writing for their children. They thought their children had been through where they had gotten some measure of forgiveness, et cetera. They're now wondering, is any of that going to be taken back? I don't think we're going to see much more forgiveness. I don't think we're taking back the forgiveness that was given, are we?
No. So you can't claw back any forgiveness that was issued unless it was issued in error. And that does happen from time to time. But if it wasn't an error and if it was just a program that existed back in the Biden administration, that forgiveness is done. It's settled. You're safe. I want borrowers to know that there are still a lot of forgiveness programs that are out there, even if there's not new ones coming. Public service loan forgiveness still exists today. You work in public service for 10 years, you can get your loans forgiven. That could change in the future, but typically borrowers are grandfathered in. So if you're an existing borrower today, they're not going to take away a program that you're eligible for. They just won't make it for new borrowers in the future.
And given the environment that we're in with the Department of Education potentially being on the cutting block, does that add to the confusion and the fear? Does that make you want to make sure that you get whatever you're going to get done now while there's still some doing to be done?
I think the headlines are very scary, right? You hear things like the Department of Education's going away, the SBA might be taking over student loans. It's important to realize that a lot of things are proposals, and a lot of things require Congress. And if you are here in May and collections are resuming, none of that matters. You have options that you can do today, and you can log in and check your loans and base it on today's reality, not the future, prophecies that the media and different people are predicting could or would happen. They may, but typically you're not going to see that happen until 2026, 2027, well into the future. And you need to make your student loan payments right now.
And you do need to make them now because, again, the time is on us. Robert, great stuff. Thanks, as always, for stepping in when we need help on college savings questions.
Thanks for having me. I hope this helps some people that didn't quite know how to navigate it.
That's Robert Farrington. He's the founder of The College Investor. Go to thecollegeinvestor.com if you've got questions, if you want more help, if you are saving for your kids' college education, you don't want them to have the loan problems, all of that. Thecollegeinvestor.com.
And that is our show for today. I hope it was helpful to you. As you just heard, it's thecollegeinvestor.com. You can also follow us all over social media too. Just search for the words The College Investor and you'll find us. Thanks again for stopping by today, and we'll talk to you again real soon.